Send it to Senator Jones.
Senator.
I also have resignation of finance to be added.
For, yeah, we have that one.
For VC Rep Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's as a suggestion.
Got it? Okay.
Senators, please may I have.
Hey.
Thank you. Got it. To expedite this process. Okay, there's been a motion to appoint Alan Maldonado or Maldonado as treasurer for IBCRC. Is there a second?
Point of order, that has to be added to the agenda, right? It's not.
Yes. Senator, you amend your agenda, or you amend your motion, you rescind? Okay, Senator Lee,
Motion to add the appointment of Alan Maldonado as treasurer for IBCRC to the agenda.
motion to amend the agenda. Okay, there's been a motion to amend the agenda and add the appointment of Alan Maldonado as treasurer for IBCRC. Is there a second? Question's been moved and seconded. Now discussion. Question's been called. Are any objections to the public question? Seeing none. Samai, can you add that below in orange, please? Under Ozak. Okay, there's two motions at the top that need to be stated. Senator Jones.
Motion to confirm that the following appointments were sent in accordance to a timeline that fits relevant legal code honorary and requirements. And that the payments of members hereby appointed should not be penalized without setting a precedent for future quarters.
The motion's been stated. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been moved and second. We're now in discussion. Senator Mendilo. Question's been called. Is there any objections to the call questions? Any objections to consent? Seeing none, motion passes. Senator Jones.
Motion to amend the agenda and add the resignations of Kamai Jackson as BCU representative and Tony Valenzuela as BCU representative from the liaison committee.
There's been a motion to amend the agenda and add the resignation of Maya Jackson as BCU representative and Tony Valtierra as BCU representative from the liaison committee. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. Now in discussion. Senator Lee. Question's been called. Is there any objections to the public question? Is there any objections to that consent? Seeing none, motion passes. They should be reflected below. They are. Okay. Senator Manitoba.
Can I also make a motion that appointment?
Yes.
Motion to amend the agenda and add the appointment of Alex. I'm gonna send it to you. Alex as researcher, Anish as researcher, Audrey as researcher, Sophia as graphic designer, for the art project.
Just wait on that.
Okay.
No, you're fine.
Thank you.
Okay, there's been a motion to amend the agenda and add the following appointments as seen below. Is there a second? Second. Motion has been moved and seconded. We are now in discussion. Senator Legal. Question has been called. Is there any objections to the call question? Is there any, seeing none, the motion passes. Melanie or Samai, can we get those reflected at the bottom? Thank you. Okay. Any other appointments? Okay. Seeing none, I would welcome a motion to bundle and approve all outstanding appointments, resignations. Senator John. There's been a motion to bundle and approve all appointments and resignations. Is there a second? Motion's been moved. Second, we are now in discussion. Senator Lee. Question's been called. Is there any objections to the public question? Is there any objections to consent? Seeing none, the motion passes. Okay, appointments are done.
No.
Thank you.
I know, yeah. Okay, minutes and allocations. Senator John, or do I have unanimous consent to move into item K, minutes and allocations? Senator John. There's been a motion to bundle and approve all minutes and allocations. Is there a second? There's been a motion. Is there a second, Senator Lee?
Second.
Motion's been moved in second. We're now in discussion. Senator Lee. Question's been called. Is there any objections to the call to question? Is there any objections to that consent? Seeing none, the motion passed, items are approved. Okay, we will get to the acceptance of the agenda after the meeting. With that being said, all we have left is the 26-27 ASU/CSB budget, from the president, it's the president's final recommendation. Welcome the financial operations team to take the lead. And if you're requesting closed session, then we'll do that afterwards.
Closed session is completely up to you guys. Just wanna suspend probably for a little bit to, or in closed session.
Sure.
Yeah.
Up to you guys.
Yeah, it's good.
Senator Harder.
Let's move along.
Yeah, I think unless it's quite literally illegal for us to speak about whatever needs to be spoken about, then we should speak about it in an open session.
Sarah Wheeler.
I completely agree on having things on particularly open session. So I might have some things that, for the sake of, under the legal code, if it affects the safety, I think if some of particular people I'm speaking about, if I am talking about these things, do you think it's okay to briefly discuss in closed session? I'd like to talk about, is it at the risk of safety if particular people have talked to me about it?
Sorry, we can't hear anything.
If, according to guidelines, if the things I wanna speak about, could risk the safety, I think of some particular members that have reached out to me, don't feel comfortable about it unless it's closed discussion, can I quickly briefly talk about it in the motion and go back into open session? If it affects their safety, that's about it.
That's up to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Senator Jones.
I think for time's sake, if we are gonna go into closed session for like reasons like that, which is valid, I think it would be really helpful to have a statement written out for what we're gonna talk about it and why we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about it beforehand, like before, like sit there and be like, what are we gonna say? Just to like have it
Yeah.
ready, and, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll give my personal take. I think should be open. And then if it comes to the confidentiality of staff members within the association, which I don't understand why we would be talking about members of the association during budget deliberations. I think, you know, if it's affecting the safety of students who've requested confidential conversations or staff members, then we go into closed discussion. That's my personal preference. I can't tell you guys how to vote on that, though, or not vote. Senator Lucan. Sir? David?
We do have some items that may be best discussed in closed session.
Sure.
Just for the sensitivity of.
Absolutely. Do I have unanimous consent to welcome financial operations into all discussion items pertaining to this action item? Wonderful. So you guys can intervene whenever you want. So if you want to go into closed session now, more than happy to do so.
Being a member is here. I'd like to call on her to give her opinion about personal staff issues that may be sensitive. Will, in my opinion, require a closed session.
Senator Harder.
Yeah, it's taking the plan already, but just in case I'm missing something, we should probably avoid going in and out of closed session.
Absolutely.
Right, like if we can go into closed session and discuss everything, including the safety concerns. That's what I personally would prefer.
Senator Jung.
Yeah, I'll both recommend with the relation of staff parts in closed session and the members for part of the end.
Preference of the body. Do you want to do closed session? Right. Oh, rats. Sorry. Shucks. Do you guys have preference to go into closed session right now and then go back into public discussion, let campus media come back in, or alternative, the latter? Senator Lee.
My suggestion is I feel we should do open first and then, like, I don't know if anything's gonna come up that we might wanna go into closed and do at the end. We don't have people coming in and out, but
Senator Harder than John.
For the people who are revising closed session. I guess, for one, is the information I'm going to be given in closed session going to be useful for the rest of the budget deliberation? Yes, okay, so based off that, it may be good to go first. Also, logically, if we're given information and we're going to be using throughout the rest of the using it to make decisions throughout the to be very tactful about what we say in reference to those things.
Well stated, Senator John.
Yeah, I would just add on to that. The reason why I would recommend to go closed session first for the staff account is basically because that account is the biggest allocation. That will set the tone for all the allocations that I have rest for the other accounts. So I will highly recommend to determine that before we move on with other.
Senator Jones.
I was just gonna ask, I'm having a hard time hearing everyone.
Yeah.
Do we still need the AC or are we, and like, we've got the fan here that do Evan? Or like, do we really need the AC still? I
I'm good on AC first.
can't hear anything.
I think this is good.
We can turn it on.
Yeah, we're turning off.
Okay. I think we've reached deliberation, or consensus, so I'd welcome any motions. Senator Harder.
I motion to enter into closed sessions with everyone in the room excluding the media.
There's been a motion to enter closed session with everyone in the room excluding campus media.
I don't know for the wording, if you guys want to specify specifically who or just everyone in the room, that's a little bit. They,
I would agree. Senator, I prefer if you rescinded the motion, and then restated it. Senator Harder.
I motion to enter into closed session with all senators, members of the financial operations team, and staff members excluding,
Takers. And the minute takers.
oh, and minute takers, excluding the media.
you don't have to say excluding. media.
Sorry, guys.
It's an active dagger. Okay, there's been motions to enter closed session with all senators, FinOps team, staff members, and minute takers, excluding media. Emphasis on that. Is there a second? Senator Manitoba.
Second.
Motion has been moved and second. We're now in discussion.
Want them to just be in that room or is that not?
That feels like
Okay.
purgatory, and that feels wrong.
Also Fernando's in there, I think, so.
That's what Fernando was suggesting.
Yeah.
Wait, can we just do it with them, but just like, if you want to say they can say, but just close their laptops.
Yeah.
and they won't-
Take them.
Yeah,
I trust them. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You want to amend it?
Consent?
Yeah.
Consent. Okay. You guys can just close your laptops.
Then I'll rescind. Cause
I think I have to.
I think
I
we
don't
have
rescind it,
consent on
I
that, right?
We have consent. It's
Okay.
recorded. Minute takers are reporting it.
Yeah.
Senator John. Question's been called. Is there any objections to the call question?
Consent.
Seeing none, is there any objections to consent? Okay, seeing none, motion passes. We are now in closed session.